Hi all, I have another amazing attacking chess game to show you. Leela ID 511 against Komodo 9.02. This is a game created by David Grosvenor. So Leela is on a GTX 1060 graphics card. Komodo on a 2.8 GHz 4 CPU setup. 1 minute per 40 move time control. Let's have a look. E4. So the book moves are given. So this is an open Sicilian, very exciting open Sicilian. And here is the end of the book moves. Knight c3, d6. We have a Scheveningen setup. Bishop e3, a6. f3, so the English attack system, which is very, very popular. Bishop e7 was played. Quite often here, b5 is actually played, delaying the kingside development. For example, like this. This has been seen before. So anyway, bishop e7, maybe a willingness to castle on the king side is revealed here. Maybe a bit too early. g4, but actually black plays h6 now to stop g5. We'll discourage it. Queen d2. And actually now, very energetic from Komodo. d5, is this a bit too ambitious? How should white react to this? Because if one plays e5, there's a sense that black's getting a kind of transition into a French defense style position. But that's exactly what white did. White played e5, which kind of closes the position up. Here, if black had done castling, by the way, it would be very dangerous. Just h4 seems strong. This just seems a very strong attacking position. The players with black need to have a real nerve to play this kind of thing, essentially. But this is an example continuation where it's a fictional game continuation using the G file, which I've providing you here, which is a disaster for black. It's not all forced, but generally it looks bad to castle here immediately because of h4. I mean, you can just look at this position. Statistically, with best play, it should be favouring white. So d5 is a little bit understandable. e5, so is it giving black what it wants? A closed style position. f4, we have this check, which takes off a bishop pair. Bishop takes, queen takes. And now this next move is a bit, it looks really, really suspect, but as human players, we would have difficulty punishing it if a very strong engine's playing it against us. g5, it looks entirely suspect to me, trying to undermine the center, perhaps. More sensible looking, would seem to be knight c6. So say white castled here. This looks like a sensible continuation where black could even castle queenside. Maybe white's got a small edge here, but it's not such a big deal. So g5 though here looks a bit suspect. How to react to it? Well, Leela just played f5, just treating it as a nice central pawn sacrifice. Even taking on g5 though isn't so bad if, for example, this position isn't so bad. But f5, very interesting. Knight takes. We have queen g3, hitting the knight and defending g4. Knight goes back. Now knight b3, keeping tension in the position. And the knights are like in each other's way here. Queen f6, white castles queenside. Queen e5, so clearly black's underdeveloped here, and the king hasn't got a nice safe castling area yet. Queen g2. We have here now black castling in this position, but isn't there a ready-made lever to sort of open the h file to use here? h4, it seems very natural. d4 is played. Not sure what else black can do here. It seems as though black's going to get hacked to death here on the h file. On a5, for example, hg, this position is an attempt to undermine c3 as an example, but it doesn't seem that good. This actually protects en route the knight and goes down the h file, for example, like this. Even this position, if there's a bit of simplification, it's going to be favouring white massively. This h file invasion, this kind of thing is just devastating. For example, like this is an example continuation. So d4 is played. Knight a4, d3. This looks a little bit on the desperate side already. Bishop takes b5. Now, it's a very, very strong position for white. White actually plays knight b6, trying to distract the queen away from the king side. Black does play queen e3 check as though wanting to win the knight. It doesn't really matter at this stage. If rook a7, this looks like a crushing h-file attack. For example, like this. With rook h5, it looks absolutely crushing. Once there's a trebling here, and there's also, by the way, potentially what ties down the knight to that one as well. But the big point is the trebling for rook h8. But this, for example, is winning an entire rook. So it looks horrible anyway. So check, king b1, that is actually taken. So the queen's taken away as a defensive resource. Hg. Now a desperate looking f6 is played. If hg, then queen h2. And the queen can't help anymore, can't go back to d4, can't do anything here. So this position is just getting checkmated, for example. So f6, we have rook takes h6, knight b4, g6, the mating net's been sealed here around the black king. Rook e8, the game ended here. If it carried on, for example, let's have a look. Queen h2 is a natural move. King f8, rook h7, a5, check, and then queen g7 is an interesting continuation. It's pretty hopeless. On knight takes d3, again queen h2, this position, for example, check, and rook g7 check is enough to checkmate here. It's the h-file is absolutely decisive. So things seem to be made very, very easy in this game. For Leela, because Komodo seems to just want to win a sensible, and that g5 just seems, with the king not settled in a nice location, to play g5 is like active operations with the king still in the center, which, as we all sort of find out, sometimes can really backfire, as it did in this game example. So yeah, better to try and perhaps even castle queenside in some of these lines rather than face a ready-made attack, as in this game example. Okay, comments, questions, likes, shares appreciated. Thanks very much.